Hello, everybody. We're back here with another match in our Summer Series tournament. We're here for round 2 match. Right now, we got the number 6 seed Tony Durso going up against the number 11 seed Antonio Chavez. You know what? It's just fun watching these two guys going. We got Tony here, who been kind of slowly climbing up the ranks, making a name for ourselves, and we got an old guy, an older player here, been around for a while. Been scary, Antonio Chavez, but here with me, Payson Johnson. God, do that every time. But Payson, what do you think about today's match?
Yeah, I'm really excited. Yeah, Tony has a high seed in this tournament, and he's deserved it. He's been around for a couple of years. He's gotten a really, really good record over those years. But yeah, like you said, Antonio's been here since season 1. He has played in 2 #1 contender matches throughout his season. I think some people sleep on Antonio sometimes, but he's not a player that should be slept on. This is going to be a fun match.
Absolutely not. Speaking of him, let's bring him in. Antonio Chavez. What's up?
Pretty good. I appreciate all the accolades, but at this point, I'm just like, I do love Melee, but right now my focus is on Fandom. So and plus now this is like a weird civil war, so I'm like, it's for fun. Would I like to win? Hell yeah! But just taking it easy and just wondering if my just regular movie trivia chops are still here.
Well, probably shouldn't worry too much about that. It probably is. Let's bring in who you're facing. Good old Mr. Tony Durso. Tony.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going good. It's funny. Round 1 was a fun DMC Civil War for me. Round 2 is a fun DMC Civil War for me. I guess that's just the way the seeds played out for us, but is what it is. I mean, Antonio's great, so it'll be fun playing him. He may be focused on Fandom, but he's no slouch in Melee, so it's, you know, I got to bring my A game, which hopefully will be there, because I was pretty rusty in my last match, so.
Well, let's see if we, why don't we just get started, because, I don't know, you know, fuck it, I'll just say that later. We got ourselves a round number 1, which is like pretty much any, round one you see in any trivia league. You're going to get 8 questions from 8 general movie categories. You have 15 seconds to write the answer down on the whiteboard. At the end of that time, you will show and verbalize your answer. You'll get a point for each correct answer. And if you get all 8 correct, you will get another question for that's right, another point. Tony, Antonio, all the Tonys, ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Let's roll.
All right. Start your first question in the category of family. What kind of animal is the titular character in Racing Stripes? I don't think I mentioned it, but you also get 3 repeats in a challenge, so get that in your head.
These players have been here before.
I would hope so, and it's probably a first match to somebody. I mean, I'm assuming. Could be.
Very true, very true.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, hoping to expand that brand. Let's start with Tony.
I said zebra.
And Antonio.
Never seen it. Zebra.
Zebra is the correct answer.
Right.
Both players striking.
Hadn't seen it either, so.
Mark, real quick, my computer's acting a little weird, so I can only look at the questions right now on my phone. I'm trying to fix it. What is the next category?
2010s.
Your next question will be coming in the category of 2010s. What specifically does the Domus family make in Ready or Not? I can see the questions. I can't see the categories right now. I'm trying to fix that. It's a good movie.
It is. I liked it. I think I watched it when I was doing a 4-peat. Can't quite remember the 4 I saw, but it was a weird weekend. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's start with Antonio.
Blanked out.
And Tony.
I guessed pharmaceuticals.
Both are incorrect. We're looking for board games. So just like that, perfect round, nothing to worry about in this match. Going to your next category, musicals. Who plays the Master of Ceremonies in Cabaret?
Yeah, thankfully, looking at the rest of the categories in round one, I can. It's only slightly cut off, so I'll be good. But it was the only category I was like, I have no idea what this is.
I'm sure. I'm sure nothing. I'm sure that will be nothing. Like, it's not like anything ever really happens. When I host a match. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Always a tight ship here. Let's start with Tony. Tony
Joel Gray.
and Antonio.
I'm way off. I just said Cher.
Joel Gray is the correct answer. So Tony getting the lead on that one.
Your fourth question will be coming in the category of animated. Jeffrey Tambor, Scarlett Johansson, and David Hasselhoff provide supporting performances in what 2000s animated movie?
I'm just curious, like from your computer's perspective, does it say animated or mated or?
It says aided, so who knows? Maybe this was X-rated. Adding a new category the next year, Melee X-rated films.
Get ready, folks. 5,
Cool.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Tony.
I said open season.
And Antonio.
Said Rio.
Both are incorrect. We're looking for the SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
What? Oh, Scarlett Johansson's in that?
Moving on to your next category. The category of 1980s. How does JD die in Heathers?
You know any? You go.
I was going to point out, back there, I never know how to begin these things, and I always trip up, and no matter what, and it's just always like a random, set of things. It just kind of goes on here all the time.
That's fair.
5,
That was fun.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. So go to Antonio.
He's blown up.
And Tony.
I said explosion.
Blown up, explosion. We accept both answers. There. And moving on to the next question.
Yep. Moving on to your sixth question, the category of directors. This may be my favorite question ever. Name a film directed by Julie Taymor. Just name a film. Don't give movies and
What's the name?
then just say name a film directed by this person. I love it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Tony.
I said Mamma Mia.
And Antonio.
Hoping this is the movie The Tempest.
The Tempest is correct. We also would have accepted Titus, Frida, and Across the Universe in case she ever comes up again. Going on to your next question, your penultimate question. In the category of romance, who plays William Shakespeare in Shakespeare in Love?
Now I'm just imagining a question of name a film directed by Woody Allen, and the entire doc is just his entire filmography.
I mean, there's just 3 pages of answers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Tony.
Joseph Fiennes.
And Antonio.
Joseph Fiennes.
Both are correct. Keeping the game all tied up. Going on to your final question. The category of comic book movies.
In what comic book movie are characters killed with a peanut, paperclip, and a sigh?
I did not realize that, but I was totally about to steal your thunder, and you just kind of came in at just the right second. Just cut me off.
You're totally good. I'll be honest. I was testing this round one last night, and I got this question on one piece of information so quickly it was scary.
5, 4,
Yeah,
3.
No pressure if
2,
I fuck it up. Jeez, please.
1. Pens down. Let's go to Antonio.
I'm not allowed to miss any New York-based superhero movie questions. Daredevil.
And Tony.
Daredevil.
Daredevil is correct. So with that, round number 1, we have a tie game, 5-5. Is that what you have, Payson?
That is what I have.
Alrighty. that, move on to round number 2, which is our wheel round. And rear round, our wheel round looks like this. Each competitor is going to get a chance to spin our wheel. They like what they spin on the first time, they can keep it, or if they don't, they can spin again, but they must keep what they land on the second time. They're going to get 5 questions for whatever category they land on, worth 2 points apiece. They can also check down the multiple choice for 1 point. There is stealing in this round, so keep that in mind, competitors. And the categories on our wheel tonight are Post 2000 Amir Khan, Oscars from Tony, Law and Order, and Sports from Antonio, Directors, 1990s, Musicals, Romantic Comedies, as well as Opponent's Choice. Tony, you are higher ranked, so you get the option to go or defer to Tony. Antonio, I mean.
Well, yeah, why don't we go second?
Alrighty then. Antonio, this will be your first spin. And it lands on the category of musicals. Would you like to keep that or spin again?
Oh, I'm scared of what else I can get, but I can't. No, I'm going to spin again. Screw it.
Alrighty. This is your second spin, and you will have to keep what you land on this time, and it lands in the category of directors.
Okay, all right.
So with that, Payson, give us questions and directors, please.
Absolutely, Antonio. Your first question in the category of directors. Who directed Man on the Moon?
Milos Forman.
Give me my man Milos. That is correct for 2 points. Shout out to Andrew Barr. Your second question in the category of directors. How many people have directed a film in the Jason Bourne franchise?
Three.
That is correct for 2 points. Doug Lyman, Paul Greengrass, and Tony Gilroy. Your third question in the category of directors. Who directed The Maltese Falcon, The Asphalt Jungle, and The African Queen?
Multiple choice.
All right, your multiple choice options. Is it A, John Huston, B, Howard Hawks, C, Elia Kazan, or D, Fred Zinnemann?
Elia Kazan?
That is incorrect. Tony, a chance for a 1-point steal. Is it A, John Huston, B, Howard Hawks, C, Elia Kazan, or D, Fred Zinnemann?
John Huston.
That is correct for 1 point. Your penultimate question in the category of directors, Antonio. Who directed Falling Down?
Multiple. Wait.
5.
I can still answer,
4,
right?
3.
Yeah.
Joel Schumacher.
That is correct for 2 points. I did not hear choice, so that's why.
I didn't even hear all multiple, so it was fine.
And your final question in the category of directors. How many films directed by Stanley Kramer has Spencer Tracy appeared in?
Multiple choice.
All right. Your multiple choice options. Is it A, 3, B, 4, C, 5, or D, 6?
Let's go with 4.
4 is correct for 1 point.
Okay, with that, ends off Antonio's turn. Antonio's turn. Getting to score up to 12. Tony, with that steal, getting to score up to 6. That way you have pace.
That is what I have.
Alrighty, we'll bring up the wheel. And this will be Tony's first spin. And he will land on the category of Fandom, Law and Order. Tony, would you like to keep that or spin again?
Yeah, why don't we just go ahead and spin that bad boy again?
Alrighty. Go Get all 4 spins of the wheel here. And with that, you will land in your strength. And Oscars, Payson asking the first round. The first batch, I'll ask the second batch, and Oscars. Tony, prepared?
Sure, why not?
Gotcha. Your first question. How many times has Tom Hanks been nominated for Best Lead Actor? We can see it.
We're good.
4.
5. That is incorrect. Going over to Antonio for the 2-point steal.
6.
That is also incorrect. We were looking for 5.
Could you tell me the movies?
Big, Philadelphia, Forrest Gump, Saving Private Ryan, Castaway.
Fuck.
Okay. All right. With that, we'll be moving on to your next question, Oscars. What film won Best Original Screenplay for films released in 1985? Five, 4, 3, 2,
Can
1.
you repeat?
All right, just beat me. That's your first repeat. What film won Best Original Screenplay for films released in 1985?
Can I get multiple choice?
Okay, your multiple choice options are A, Witness, B, Brazil, C, The Purple Rose of Cairo, or D, Out of Africa.
The Purple Rose of Cairo.
That is incorrect. Going over to Antonio for the 1-point steal. It said A, Witness, B, Brazil, C, The Purple Rose of Cairo, or D, Out of Africa.
Brazil.
That is also incorrect. We were looking for A, Witness. All right. We're going to your next question. Batman Begins was nominated for what Oscar? Five, 4, 3, 2.
Best sound editing.
1. That is incorrect. Going over to Antonio for the 2-point steal.
Best costume design.
That is also incorrect. We're looking for best cinematography.
Oh my god, I almost said that. That's really crazy.
All right. Your penultimate question in Oscars, Tony. Peter Bogdanovich, Norman Jewison, and Stanley Kubrick all lost Best Director to whom? Five.
William Friedkin.
That's correct for 2 points.
Jesus Christ, Michael. Fuck's sake.
All right. And your final question in Oscars. How many acting nominations did Chicago receive? Five.
4.
That is correct for 2 points. And with that, Tony will end his turn. They score 10. Antonio is sticking at 12. Is that what you have, Payson?
That is what I have.
Alrighty. We'll now move on to round number 3, which is our Pick Your Poison round. Our competitors have been given a list of categories before the match, and they are going to pick from those categories and get questions at point values of 1, 2, 3, and 4 points. The categories they have been given for tonight's match are Oscars, comic book movies, Martin Scorsese, scores and soundtracks, classics, recent releases, romantic comedies, and 1990s. Our competitors are going to pick what they want for their questions, and we'll be back. Maybe so. I don't know. All right. We're back. Competitors have picked their categories, and we're going to be start for who is in the lower spot right now. But we are going to go until we run out of questions or until one player is mathematically eliminated. Tony is behind right now, so we will start with him. I asked him his question round number 2, so Payson will ask him his questions in round number 3.
Tony, your 1-pointer in the category of classics. What 1951 adventure film stars Katharine Hepburn and Humphrey Bogart?
The African Queen.
That is correct for 1 point. We will stick with you, Tony, for your 2-pointer in the category of Scorsese. What Scorsese film features a supporting cast that includes Max von Sydow, Ted Levine, and Michelle Williams?
Shutter Island.
That is correct for 2 points and the lead.
And then with that, we'll be going over to Antonio for his 1-pointer in rom-coms. Antonio, your question. Who stars as Princess Anne in Roman Holiday?
I had no idea that was a rom-com.
5, 4,
Natalie Wood?
3. That is incorrect. We're looking for Audrey Hepburn. With that, we stick with you for your 2-pointer in 90s. What 1998 film stars Ethan Hawke and Matthew McConaughey as brothers who rob banks during the 1920s?
Jeez.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Repeat.
1. All right, that is your first repeat. Your question again. What 1998 film stars Ethan Hawke and Matthew McConaughey as brothers who rob banks during the 1920s? Five, 4, 3, 2,
No guess.
1. And that is incorrect. We're looking for the Newton Boys. With that, we will continue to stick with Antonio for your 3-point question in Martin Scorsese. What state is Cape Fear set in? Five, 4, 3,
Florida?
2. That is incorrect. We're looking for North Carolina.
Jeez.
All right, so we are now in a situation where Antonio has his 4-pointer left in comic book movies. If he does not get it, Tony will win. And if he does, we'll go back to Tony and answer more questions. Antonio, your 4-point question in comic book movies. What is the name of the place within the sanctum that Peter and company restrained the villains in Spider-Man No Way Home?
The Undercroft.
That is correct for 4 points. Antonio staying alive. Score up to 16.
Good job, Antonio.
Going back to Tony for his 3-point question.
Tony, your 3-point questions in the category of 90s to tie the game. Which Oscar-winning actor stars as artist Pablo Picasso in the biographical film Surviving Picasso?
Five, 4, 3, 2.
Can I get a repeat?
1.
That is your second repeat. Which Oscar-winning actor stars as artist Pablo Picasso in the biographical film Surviving Picasso?
Five, 4, 3.
William Hurt.
2.
That is incorrect. We were looking for Anthony Hopkins.
And with that, we have only one question left, which is Tony's 4-point question. If he hits it, he wins the game. If he misses, goes to Antonio.
Tony, your 4-pointer in the category of Oscars. What was the second film to win Best Adapted Screenplay?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Repeat.
That is your final repeat. What was the second film to win Best Adapted Screenplay?
Five, 4.
Congratulations, Anthony.
3,
I'm going to say
2.
Hamlet.
And your winner, Antonio Chavez.
Antonio, I said Anthony. Jesus Christ.
That's all right.
The correct answer was Here Comes Mr. Jordan. With that, we'll start tonight's second place finisher, which is Tony. Tony, you got off to a pretty good start. Went 5 for 8 in round number 1. You got that steal in Antonio's turn, and it happens to the best of us. I know I am definitely at fault for doing it, where you put something on the wheel, you're pretty sure you're confident, and then you just get questions that you just weren't prepared for, and then that's just kind of what happens. But how do you feel about your performance today?
Yeah, I did not play well. I can't believe I missed one in that Tom Hanks question kind of thing. I completely spaced Saving Private Ryan. Fucking then I was back and forth on cinematography and sound editing for Batman Begins, and wouldn't you know, and just I mean, only scoring 4 points in your strength in round 2, that's not really acceptable. I mean, frankly, if you want to win. So not to take anything away from Antonio. He played great. I mean, I knew it was going to be a tough match, and sure enough, it was a tough match. So, but yeah.
Alrighty. This does unfortunately end your run in our Summer Series tournament. Is there anybody? I mean, you still got a pretty good record, so you're still going to be in the thick of it as far as pictures come. But so, anybody you're looking forward to meeting up in that time?
Not someone from Fun DMC.
We'll see what we can do. We can't promise anything. With that, taking out Antonio, taking out Tony. Jesus, I knew that was going to happen today. Taking out Tony, bringing in Antonio.
We get tired of our names like all sounding alike.
Antonio. Like I said about Tony, did pretty well round number 1. You were able to scrape through round number 2, and kind of were able to scrape through round number 4, able to do good enough to win here. But moving on to the next round, and honestly, like this isn't like the first time you're able to scrape together a few runs in our summer series tournament. Overall, how do you feel about how you did today?
I mean, am I glad to be moving on? Yeah, but that's just, as far as I can remember, that's like one of, if not the most ugliest win that I've had. And I'm like, because I'm really mad at myself for like missing my 1, my 2, and my 3. I'm glad that a couple of movies bailed me out, and then I was thankful to like still get something pretty good with directors. But yeah, I'm always gonna be hoping for a better round 1. But that's definitely an ugly win. Tony played great, but and I'm still not exactly happy with myself because I know it could be better. But I'm just gonna keep on repping for Fun DMC. I know Tony being a faction mate, he's gonna be supporting me, and I'm gonna make sure that I'll make this count. You know, as ugly as it was to move on in this fashion, I'm gonna keep on trying to get better and keep on going. So, just glad to be still moving on.
Well, but tonight's win does extend your tournament run, as I said. Payson, do you know who he's playing?
I do. Antonio, you will be playing the winner of either the number 14 seed Jeremy Adams or the number 30 seed Thomas Stoley. Between those two, is there someone you would rather face?
I don't think I've ever played. If I don't, my memory sucks, but I don't think I've ever played Scully in just regular trivia, so that'd be intriguing. But otherwise, either one would be fun to play. So,
gotcha. Gotcha. We are all trying to avoid Jeremy Adams. Antonio, we will see you next time. Payson, what a match.
Yeah.
What do you got to say about this?
No, I completely agree. This was like the matches you hope for, where it is just back and forth between each player the whole game, tied out of round 1. Antonio takes the lead into round 2. Tony gets the lead a little into round 3. It looks like he has it. Antonio's doing well. Antonio gets his 4-pointer, and Tony just can't quite catch up. I totally get Tony. Like, on the one hand, the strength of Oscars is always you have the information right there in front of you to study. At the same time, there's so much of it, so you got to be prepared. But yeah, Antonio played incredible tonight.
Yeah, looking like a formidable opponent. Moving on.
100%.
But with that does end off our episode here, Multiplex Movie Melee. I'd like to thank our competitors, Mr. Tony Durso, Antonio Chavez, and everybody here working here in Multiplex, keeping this train on the tracks. We'll be saying goodbye here to the side of me, whichever side I point to. Mr. Payson Johnson. I'm Mark Machaga. Everybody, be well.
Goodbye. Later.
I'll be right here.
After you, Junior. You'll always have Paris.
Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
It would take a miracle.
Bye.